It's almost to the point where on the Ken McClinton show, it's become a pejorative.
Oh my gosh! I am so sorry. BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon every Tuesday and Thursday night on SHR Media at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. So after my show, you can switch directly to watching him. He is a gentleman and a scholar and a beloved orator.
Especially the beloved part. I am beloved by as many people as I have on these fingers. Wait, these fingers. I am beloved by that many. Wait, I am beloved by that many people. And my dog. And my dog. Okay, my dog. All right, I'm beloved by that many people and my dog. Okay, there we go. Now it's straight. We got it
Be
straight.
careful.
Go
When
ahead,
you
Ken.
identify them, Facebook will strangle them and prevent them from actually watching you. You know.
I read your post about your interactions with Facebook,
With Mark Zuckerberg.
and yes, and your I guess you could call it. Now you correct me if I'm wrong. I guess you could call it displeasure, not complete fulfillment. You are not in complete fulfillment
I am
with
not utterly
Facebook.
satisfied.
Would that be so? So Facebook is lying if they say something similar to satisfaction guaranteed.
Ain't no satisfaction there. And a lot of Americans don't understand that. And these, and I'll speak to the wannabe conservatives, the hardcore conservatives that are out there who are so addicted to Facebook, they can't possibly see another place to go. And Mark Zuckerberg is strangling great programming like what BZ does every Tuesday and Thursday night and Wednesday night with Sackheads. Um, the bottom line is Facebook has identified by the means of George Soros all of the conservative organizations that put out content and has virtually, by digital means, stranglehold them. So you're not getting all of our information. You're not getting all of our show data. I've had hosts of TECN TV say that they were broadcasting on Facebook, and 15 minutes into their show, they were disconnected. You know, so is this any longer a conspiracy theorem, PZ?
No, it's no conspiracy. Let me make an analogy, and I think a lot of people will understand. I had a poll about a month ago, and I said, which do you believe is the most repressive? Is it Twitter or is it Facebook? Well, the poll came back probably 90%, if I'm recalling correctly, 90% of the people were saying Facebook the most oppressive and repressive if you're a conservative. 10%, 8% or so said Twitter. Here's the funny thing that's analogous, whether by design or just indifference. I've never sought a great number of followers in Twitter. Actually, I find
Yeah.
followers in Twitter, friends in Facebook, and I'm being honest here, the ass. And the reason I say that is the more friends I have, and I'm not pointing at the individuals, I'm pointing at the symptoms. I'll see, Ken, and you will too, if you have a ton of friends on Facebook, you're going to see the same video from 39,000 people who are trying to help you in their way. But after the first 29,000 times you've seen the same video sent by 29,000 different friends the same day, it becomes a little tedious.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess in that fashion, I'm my own worst enemy. Now on Twitter, I couldn't give a crap less whether you follow me or not. I use Twitter like a roll of toilet paper.
Yeah.
I use Twitter I use Twitter as a repository of where I keep the stories that I'm going to talk about. So I don't give a crap about following you, and I don't give a crap about you following me. If you do, that's fine. I'm not going to stop you. But I use that as a little bit for where I'm going to keep my stories that I'm going to talk about in either the day's show, the next day's show, the next week's show, etc. I use Twitter as a little bank vault for stories.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that having been said, I've gotten away with stuff on Twitter that no one else has. I've gotten away with stuff on Twitter that no one on Facebook ever will. And I firmly believe it's because I have about maybe 17 followers and I have no power. I'm not seeking power. I'm not followers. I'm a big zero in the Twitter world. I like it that way, quite frankly. If folks, if you doubt it, don't go there if you're offended by F or S words, because quite frankly, I don't care if you are or not.
Exactly.
But I'm just warning you. I speak the truth on Twitter at Bzeppe, at BZEP, right? What you see on the bottom, right there at the screen, at Bzeppe. Oh my God, the crap I've said there is astounding. Well, in terms of today's social media, the stuff that I've said there is astounding. I speak the truth, and then I speak leftist, and then I translate it for you, so everyone understands what leftists are really saying. Now, can I get away with that on Facebook?
Hell no.
And here's my story, which I think parallels yours, except you got there way before I did. Way before I did. Not long ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I hit 3,000 hits on my show, which is streamed on Facebook. And I thought, woohoo! Then I got 5. This is within the span of maybe 3 weeks. Then I got 5,000 hits. Then one show, I got 9,000 hits. Then on one show, I got 10,000 hits. Then on one show, I got 11,000 hits. And then after that, the very next week, I got 159 hits. Then I got 78 hits. Then I got 75 hits. Then I got 39 hits. Then I got 120 hits. And that's the way it rolls right now with Facebook. Meaning, it's a damn you and hey, I'm really happy kind of thing. That you're by Facebook means you're being effective. That means you were being effective way before I was effective, and you're paying the price. Yeah. You paid the price early. Now I was starting to pay the price, and I'm certain I'll never go back to those days again. Now, here's the deal, folks. That's what they want you to think. Those people who hate conservatives and Republicans in social media. Now, necessarily mean absolutely without a doubt that I'm not reaching all those people that have grown to see show, that have grown to see your show. I'm not absolutely convinced of that. Now, will the analytics ever show that again? No.
No.
Hell no. Not even remotely. So that's purposeful. The purpose is to diminish your audience as much as they can, but I submit to you, Ken, that you still have a pretty damn good audience. And I'll submit that I still have a fairly good audience. Here's the deal. Here's one way to analyze this. Look at the interaction of your social media. Look at the number of the people in your chat room, the number of the people that share your content. For me, and I bet for you, that hasn't changed.
Not at all.
So what is changing? What they're telling me my analytics are changing. What I'm seeing in terms of the people who see the show, who are anticipating the show, who have shared the show, who are watching it live, they're watching in podcast, that hasn't changed.
Yeah.
So they want you, Ken, me, conservatives, They want you to stop. Stop. They want you to become disillusioned and depressed that you'll just throw your hands up in the air and say, you know what, screw it, today I'm done.
Exactly. So
that's the goal.
On November 4th, you're going to have 20,000 people watching your program. Am I right?
I'll never see it. I'll never see those numbers.
Sure,
I won't see those numbers from YouTube.
It'll be over.
In reality,
the election will be over. They don't care. As long as the election's going on, they want you to quit. I agree with you. YouTube, as well as Facebook, are dangerous tools. Go right ahead. I'm sorry.
I'll use a bad phrase. You and I are both too legit to quit.
That's right. Too legit to quit. Too legit to quit. Ladies and gentlemen, Biff Zeppe, you all did. I went off the air on Friday. I told Mrs. Biggs at 7 o'clock on Friday, I can't do a show tonight. And not because I'm sick or not feeling well or, just not in the mood to do it. I'm not going to do the show because I know exactly the way I'm going to sound. And it's going to be very harsh to a lot of Americans what I feel about RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. But you guys did an emergency show. How did you put that together? I mean, did the limo come on time? How did you do that, sir?
I called up the owner of SHR, Sackhead. I don't see Sackhead's Clint anymore because he's busy doing stuff. Mm-hmm. No, we asked him. Don't think we didn't ask him because we did ask him, and he was busy doing stuff. And I said, because Sean, I'll be honest here just for a moment. 20, besides the coronavirus and all the other things that everybody else is laboring under, people have lost jobs. People feel terrible. I know personally people who have committed suicide behind all of this. These are terrible times. Even with that, we all have to struggle with our interior issues and problems. With all that having been said, 2020 has been even worse for me personally.
Yeah.
So there have been times, I will admit, in the past couple of weeks where I've said something similar to, I'm sorry, my show is closed tonight. And it's not because I couldn't do a show, it's because I could not get my brain wrapped around driving to the studio and going on. Mm-hmm. One of those things occurred to myself and Sackhead Sean that night, except I thought maybe it's time to inject something different into the show, and let's see if we can pull something together within about an hour and a half and make something halfway palatable for people to be interested in. So we put out a live, about hour and a half, almost 2 hour show. Sean was in no mental mood to do it. I was in no mental mood to do it. If you look at the show again, you can see that for about the first 10 minutes, both he and I are not spectacularly motivated Jessies. Mm-hmm. Then we got into the show. Then we got phone calls. Then we got people in the chat room. Then we began to get invigorated, and we got back on it. And a lot of people expressed their thoughts about RBG, and we ended up having about an hour and a half show that came together very well at the last moment. My guess is you don't have this issue. There are days when I just don't want to do a show. Now, how you do yours every day, plus you go Saturday and Sunday too, don't you?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, so you're on 7 days a week, 2 hours a night. That's a lot of content. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of show. That's a lot of air to fill. And now I've got two 2-hour shows a week, and there are days when I don't feel like doing that. So, number one, hats off to you for going to do what you do for obvious reasons, which is why I consider you one of my very best friends, even though there's only 30 miles separating us But we pulled out a show that was, it turned out to be from halfway good to at the end, it was really, really good, and it was invigorating. Now, you mentioned RBG.
Mm-hmm.
How do I explain this? Well, pissedness.
Mm-hmm.
I was hesitant to really draw a line on that show. Since that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today, on from, well, I don't know, maybe Trump should wait to make a nomination until later, until after the election, to, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Fuck the leftists. Fuck the Democrats. If anybody thinks that they would go all cozy on the Republicans in a similar situation, especially when history proves that RBG and Joe Biden have both said and Chuck Schumer have all said at separate times, you know, there's nothing about a lame duck presidency that says that we can't nominate a person for SCOTUS.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in the Constitution. There's no hesitancy clause in the Constitution. That shit doesn't exist. So I am all of the, you know, they say burn it down. I'm not saying burn it down. I'm saying take the power you have, use it, wield it while you can. They would be doing the same damn thing, except they'd add violence and fuel and fire to it all.
Exactly. Listen, Joe Biden would have at that rally, if he could get more than 3 people to come see him. But at that rally that Donald Trump did on Friday, Joe Biden would have made an announcement of who the next justice of the court is going to be. Would have done it. There would have not been a moment of interruption whatsoever. They would have said, as Democrat, Marxist, Socialists, Communists do, screw her. She's dead. Let's move on. How we don't amazes me.
Well, they lionize her. Okay, she set some precedent. But here's something you and I both know. Was she the first female SCOTUS jurist? And
No.
The answer is no! Sandra Day O'Connor. So, what precedent did she set? None. Now, was she a great jurist? I don't know. If you're a leftist, I'm sure she was.
Mm-hmm.
But she was not the end-all and be-all. We all pass away. Okay, there's your 15 minutes of fame. Here's the other dealio. Give it 5 years, no one on the left is going to remember Ruth Bader Ginsburg. No one remembers the guy whose initials begin with G and end with F. And that's only been a couple of months. They don't remember who that guy is. That is immaterial. He's immaterial. She's immaterial. They're little tools to be used and then cast aside. So if there's one thing that the GOP is terrible at, is the utilization of power. The one thing that the Democrats are absolutely unified and great with. We've already got 3 senators who don't belong in the party saying, like they've said before, oh, we don't want to be too reactionary. We might hurt somebody's feelings, and then we wouldn't get any more money, and then we wouldn't keep our seats, and then no one would love us anymore because, Ken, we need to be loved. Ah! Fuck them.
Thank you. I agree with you. Screw them. I'm sorry. I love Donald Trump, but I swear my Monday morning would have been a press conference announcing who my next candidate. I wouldn't even waste any more time. There's no sense wasting time.
No,
it goes against what the election is for.
Exactly, because here's the deal that the GOP, Trump gets this, but the GOP don't get. Leftists hate you. The Democrats hate you. You're starting at they hate you. So if they hate you, like someone we know with orange hair has said, what do you got to lose? Do your damn job.
There you go. Murkowski out of Alaska, who is serving out the last of her term. Susan
Thank
Collins,
God.
who's hanging by a thread in, I believe it's New Hampshire. If not, it's Maine, one of the two cold states.
Maine.
There you go. And then thirdly, of course, the Mitt Romney.
Mm-hmm. Mittens, the guy who was running for president that I voted for, that I would have set his sphincter on fire if I'd heard his interview with one of his sons after the thing said, well, you know, I really wasn't that interested in running for president anyway. Well, I just thought I'd go ahead and do it. And I voted fast? Good God, mister.
I mean, look at the choices we have.
Do what I told McCain to do. Leave. Change your R to a D and be done to it. Vacate that seat, put an actual conservative or a Republican into your Senate seat.
Yes.
Just be honest. Be honest. But the honesty is all about this. Are you ready for some tears?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Here we go. This is Mitt Romney. Pick me for Secretary of State. I'm going to go crazy, and I'm not going to vote for anything you do. Orange man, bad, just bad. So I'm going to block you in every way I can because I'm my secretary. That's Mitt Romney.
I'm qualified to be president because I once ran the Olympics. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Now I can run the whole world.
Hey, Ken.
Yeah.
Ken,
yeah.
Come here.
Yeah.
Come here for a second.
Okay. Yeah. All
Who
right.
do you think is Biden's, not Biden's, but Kamala Harris's number one pick for SCOTUS to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg? Wait, I know. Who do you think? I think it's Stacey Abrams.
Oh my God! Who is already, she's the president of the UN, and she's also governor of Georgia. And
no,
Black Lives
sorry.
Matter.
I hate to correct you.
Okay.
She's president of Georgia. She's not governor of Georgia. She's president of Georgia.
And she lives across the street from a White House in Georgia. Yeah. There you go. Now, we got this election coming up. But before the election.
What election?
I don't know. They said it's some type of voting that's going to be done for the presidency or something or whatever. I think they're printing out the Democrat votes right now. How many do you need?
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, I can hear it. I can hear it.
We say Michigan needs 30,000. 30,000.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. I got the names from the graveyard in Minneapolis coming in 30 minutes. Got the graveyard and all the cemeteries in Atlanta coming in about 2 hours.
You know what would be bad? If the cemetery vote.
Who do you think RBG's going to vote for? I know who RBG's going to vote for.
She's already voted twice. She listened to Trump.
Yep.
But can you imagine if Don Lemon has a report for CNN that the cemetery vote is going Trump? Can you imagine?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't have hair. He'd grow hair to pull it out.
But here's my question with the election process. It's not even whether Joe Biden's going to win or lose. We already know that the loss is already figured in. That's why they picked Kamala Harris. They didn't want to waste a future presidential candidate, so they chose Kamala Harris to run with him. The debate on my birthday, the 29th. Will Joe Biden show up? That's all I want to know.
Do you really think there's going to be a debate? Do you really think there's going to be a debate?
I don't think so.
For a second I got confused just for a second and thought there would be a debate. And then I started hearing things. People are talking now. They're making lip music like there might be a debate, talking like that. And then I thought, you know what? I predicted this 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, have you noticed how Joe Biden seems to be getting out in public a little bit more? And because he's starting to get out in public a little bit more, what do you think is going to happen right around a day before, 2 days before the first debate? What do you think is going to happen? There will be an announcement. What will it say, Ken?
Joe Biden has been impacted by the Trump virus. There we go.
Yes.
Not COVID. It's the Trump virus.
Yes. Yes. Especially considering the things we've heard recently about Biden, who couldn't say the Pledge of Allegiance, who says 200 million Americans have died from Wuhan 19.
Or no, will die from Wuhan 19 by the end of his speech. And I want you to know.
Oh, right, yeah.
I want you to know, BZ, that I marked myself safe. I survived the speech.
Apparently, I didn't mark myself safe, and I wondered what was going on. This was a little strange. When I pulled out of my driveway about 1 o'clock this afternoon, and all of a sudden, as I pulled out in my crowd car, I hit a whole bunch of bumps, and then I went down the street and kept running over a whole bunch of bumps, and it was bumpy all the way to the store. There weren't any checkers in the store, so I just, took my food and checked it through and ran my credit card through. And then I came back to my house, and I was hitting all these bumps. I finally realized that's all the people that died from Biden's Wuhan 19. It's true. It happened.
200 million people. We
That's
actually saw the eradication of the United States of America by the end of one man's speech. Simply amazing.
Yeah. Okay. And my advice to people in Sacramento, go to Rolls-Royce of San Francisco right now. You can have your choice. Hell, Ken, go to Rolls-Royce of Bethesda. You can get your 2021 model right. Your ashtrays are full.
Right now, my ashtrays are full. I need to go to the dealership, get the new one, because tomorrow we'll all be dead. All of us will be dead.
That's right.
AOC would be proud of Joe Biden tonight, because she said it would take 10 years. Joe Biden said it would take just one speech. Amazing.
Yep.
They're good with predicting.
What happens if we all wake up dead tomorrow? What happens if you wake up dead tomorrow? Who cares? We'll all be dead.
I woke up dead. BZ, I want to ask you something, because
yes, sir.
We've coming to the close here, but we've got news from Gavin Newsom that the arsons that have taken place in California are resulting from climate change. What say you, sir? Is that true?
Unfortunately, I have to tell you that this is the one time when Gavin Newsom is correct. All our fires are from climate change. He's made a slight differentiation than I would make.
Mm-hmm.
Climate change now is taking the form of humanoids who have 2 legs, but I noticed on their shirts they had stenciled on the back climate change. So all the arsonists and all the former people of Cal Fire, thank you for not doing your jobs for 50 years. People in PG&E, thank you for not doing your jobs for the past 50 years. And all the people in the Sierra Club and have filed numerous briefs and suits against the state of California to make sure that we don't touch the forests. All those fucking animals that you were trying to save, they're all dead!
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. A towering inferno right before our eyes.
And how do I know
BZ,
that? I've lived up there since 1993.
you watched it.
I
We've
watch
all
it.
watched it.
I see it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I watched a fire across the river from me, about a quarter of a mile away on the mountain, and as they're dropping retardant, I'm getting hit. That's how close they've been to me.
Let me get this straight. So if we chop down excess trees, we hurt nature. But if we allow arsonists to burn climate change fires, we help nature. Is this what we're supposed to gain from this?
What we're supposed to gain is California, always spell it with a K, is the petri out of which the revolting, rotten, despicable, and stems. California sits as the illustration. My mother-in-law said this before she died of pancreatic cancer. She was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and 2 months later she passed away. I can distinctly remember her saying this to me about a month before she died. She said, "You know, BZ," because that's what she called me, BZ. She said, "You know, BZ, everyone is here on this earth as an illustration of one thing. Sometimes it's simply an illustration of what not to do." California is that illustration.
Exactly. Biff Zeppe, ladies and gentlemen. Sir Mark the Bloviating Zeppelin, I like to call him. BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon is tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find him on Twitter at BZEP. Who's on your show tomorrow night, sir?
Me.
Amen. The best.
I am having a 3-hour special report. Coronavirus. Why are we still on lockdown? Where's the science? Every video, every audio, every story that was scribed from you seeing, I'm going to go in a nice chronological order and illustrate to everyone clearly for 3 hours why everyone should set my people free.
Brought to you by hydroxychloroquine, the makers of hydroxychloroquine. There you go.
Yeah. And it ain't Gilead. It ain't Gilead.
We love you, man. God bless you. Thank you so much for coming on. BZAP, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Ken. God bless. Take care. Be safe, sir.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you, that is a master of political diatribe and monologue. We reached that moment where I have to say goodnight to everyone. And I must be kind and gentle about it. I did show my reverence and respect for RBG early on. But I want to end this by saying, Mr. Trump, President of the United States of America, and all of the GOP, get your acts together. And I don't mean this necessarily negatively to the president, but I do mean it this way. Vote in the next Supreme Court justice before November 2nd. Make it happen. Because if you don't, you will have chaos and confusion with 4 justices on both sides. You will have a complete breakdown in the constitutional governance of the United States of America. Nobody wants this, and it doesn't have to happen this way. Do your jobs, as BZ would say. Ladies and gentlemen, Listen, Mary Brockman, switches gracias to you. Love you dearly. Thank you so much. Also, Mrs. Biggs, love you so much for your support. And BZ, love you, man. Thanks for coming on. And I'm going to tell you, Tracy Lavorne, that's a winner. That's a winner. You better support her. Money should go towards her pockets ASAP. Well, not her pockets, but the campaign ASAP. She won 33% of the vote against Jim McGovern last time with $36,000. Imagine what you could do to conquest Massachusetts in just her district. You win the second, the first through the 8 will follow. Listen, if you don't remember anything I said tonight, I hope that you do remember this. That God bless America. It is now time for America to bless God. And please, let me just say this to you. If you're not already a subscriber on BitChute or on YouTube, please subscribe. Do it. Do it right away. Press that button, that little red button, and subscribe. Because that way you'll get all of this quality content nearly 7 days a week. Who in this industry could keep up with that? Ladies and gentlemen, love you dearly. God bless you all. Thank you. We will see you tomorrow night. We got 2 great guests. Mongo Anantamula, who is running for Congress against Jerry Connolly, and Jamie Blanco down in Texas. Love that young woman. We're going to have a wonderful conversation with both of those young ladies. We'll see you. Love you dearly. God bless you, each and every one.